Welcome back to First Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about BKYI. So this is a full DD that includes technical analysis, news, any information I can find about this company, how I think it's going to move on, and my personal recommendation for myself on how I played, whether buy, sell, or hold. Now, I'm going to go through technical analysis on this one, so at any point if you feel lost, you'll find a playlist in the description below explaining each of these technical indicators and what they mean. Now, let's jump right into it. Here on the 1 month, 1 day, we get to see on the MACD that it has been quite negative for a while. It looks like it might be stabilizing a little or slowing down that decrease. Whether we see an increase on towards reversals, that is still a question. We still need to see a bullish kicker here that we haven't really seen. Now, we look in here in terms of momentum, it looks like it's a little bit sloppy. Nothing significant where it's actually gaining back traction. Volume percent R is sitting in around neutral, I would say. Not overbought, but a little bit closer to there, but still not way far from oversold. On the ADX, it's a little bit more of a sideways action, so that's a little bit interesting. On the moving averages here, and then I zoomed in quickly, you get to see that the 30 MA is above 10 SMA. That is bearish. Now, the other bearish thing is that the stock price is below the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA. Now, looking here on the two top lines, you see the purple line and the blue line. Now, the purple line is the 50 SMA. The blue line is the 200 SMA. Now, it is called a Death Star when the 50 SMA crosses below the 200 SMA. So, it looks like it might, if it continues this kind of trend, it'll reach that Death Star sometime, I would say, by Tuesday, and by Wednesday, and you might expect a drop. So that is quite significant for us, and we don't want it to be that way. Now, that's something you need to monitor, because as soon as a Death Star happens, you usually get a little bit of a dip. Moving on towards the 1 hour perspective, we get to look a little bit at different indicators here again. So on the 1 hour perspective, we get to see that the MACD seems to be positive. It seems that it's actually looking like it's recovering. And something very interesting here, you get to see on the candles, same exact candle, all extended market. And so that is quite interesting. It looks like it's actually attempting to leave the trading action zone, that is the bearish trading action zone, which is where the 30 SMA is above the 10 SMA. But once it does actually break through there, we can get to see a bit of positive results. And it looks like it's on a trend to do so. On the ADX, it shows in a very strong indication of a trend forming in the extended market, which is a bullish trend, so that is amazing. Volume percent R here looks like it's overbought. That is a little bit concerning, but the momentum seems to be quite strong. Moving on now, we get to see on the moving average band, the stock is expected to trade between 60 cents and 66 on the bottom band, and 73 on the top band. But I'm not going to address this just because there is a little bit of a distance between here and there. Now, Fibonacci retracements, some of the exciting stuff. I'm going to go a little bit behind just to cover in the 52-week low. Now, that 52-week low is incredibly low on a dip, so not going to really be concerned about that much. But we're trying to find the Fibonacci resistance that might actually be a good break once it does hit it. So 68 cents is the Fibonacci resistance on this one. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to find support. Now, since it's actually sitting in around 49 cents, and it looks like it's actually at its kind of support in the recent terms, I'm going to go back behind here onto the March dip and try to signify where the supports and resistances are. So first I'm going to do the 49 mark, which is right here. And you get to see 49 cents is actually a significant support for us. Following that, the 48 cents, and then following that here, we get to see 42 cents, 41, 40, 39. Wow, it's a 1 cent down below, but we get 36 and then 35. That's quite a danger here. Now, resistances, refreshing it right here. Okay, and resistances we get to see at the 50 cent mark, 52, 53, 56, 59, 67, and then 69, and then 73. So there is quite levels of resistance over there. Now double checking, yep, 49, 51, 54, 58. Okay, we didn't hit the 54, 58, but those are two as well are resistances. let's jump right into news. So this is the company here. Quite an interesting website. Now, the one thing that I don't like to see is that their presentation hasn't been updated. I'm not sure if it's somewhere else. If it is, please comment it below. I would like to include it into an updated version of this video. But the last one that I've seen is September 2019, at least on their website. A little bit off, kind of, I'm guessing they've been a little bit more busy with COVID and whatnot. But latest news that has basically not even made a dent into the stock, maybe a little bit held it in a red day. That's as much as it did. I'm gonna go through that right now. Right around over here. Perfect. Global medical device company expands development of BioKey biometrics authentication of streamlined employee training. Amazing news for us. It looks like it's more of an expansion side, and that is a positive PR. Eastern Florida State College deploys BioKey's portal guard for access to enterprise applications for 30,000 students across 5 campuses. Now, this is an amazing news for us, and it shows in a good amount of growth for the company and an expansion for a new customer. So, the single sign-on access enterprise applications like Office 365, Canvas, and Salesforce enables basically on a really good experience for the users on the end product or on the user interface, and that is amazing news. We could see other universities as well jumping on this one, but it is a really nice growth. Now, the next thing here I want to mention is the compliance. The initial compliance letter they received was on the 23rd of September 2019. And I did see a lot of different confusions about when compliance is due. Now, from what I see, and this is the last form that does mention compliance, is on the 10Q, which is the quarter earnings. We get to see on November 16th is the extension that they've received 2020, so they have until November 16th. So, in theory, they have all the way until November to do a reverse split, and so there is a little bit of a room there, and I don't see why they would do a reverse split at this point where the stock price is at almost a 52-week low. Now, you got to remember that the CFOs and all these guys have shares in there, so I would think a reverse split is not going to be seen until later on where the stock rallies on. Now, whether it does regain compliance, that's a different story. Hopefully, that does become the case. If somehow it jumps above $1, amazing. Now, moving on towards the 10Q earnings, and this is something significant for us. We want to see if they have enough cash, right? So if they have enough cash, that is amazing. Means no offerings, and this one does have a little bit of a history of offerings. So current cash that we're looking at is, so this is not in in thousands. So that's just to keep in mind. That's below $1 million. So total current assets is around 2.3 million, but I'm gonna just address the cash alone. So around 900,000. Their net loss is around 1.57 million per quarter. So if you do the math, they don't have enough cash. So that is quite significant, because what does that tell us? Between either they have to raise capital or raise money, right? Or do an offering to increase the amount of cash on hand from 900,000 to meet the 1.57 demand. So that is a little bit of a concern for me, I'm not gonna lie. But now let's go on to what I think about this company and how it's gonna play. Now, we are on the bottom. This one has potential. It's a little bit far off from reverse split. It's seen a massive drop. I would like to see it still hold in at least this kind of mark or this kind of level for 2 days or so. On the second day, I would definitely consider it a buy. So on the midterm, or sorry, on the short term, it's a buy for me. On the long term, this one is going to face either a reverse split or an offering for this quarter. So that would be, that'll probably be a sell for me. But don't take my word on it, because for all we could know, we can have a PR and it could just drive up massively, and then they hit it with an offering. So the thing is, when I say short-term buy, I don't expect them to do an offering while the price is low this much here. Otherwise, that would be stupid management levels, or they just love beating their shareholders to the ground, and that definitely decreases the chances of investors. The next thing here, in terms of the medium-term or long-term sell, that is addressing that they don't have enough cash for current operations. But keep in mind, they have a lot of products that are on sale, so that is a positive sign for us. And there is a chance of an offering, because, as I said, and a reverse split for compliance all the way in November. So when I'm talking midterm or long term, I'm talking all the way ahead to end of November. What do you think about this sticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.